Today is the Chuseok holiday in South Korea, and as you are well aware, it is meant to be spent with family. For the first couple, this year was different, as they hosted a launch for Koreans who were affected by the dropping of nuclear bombs on Japan during the Second World War. This has never been done before by a South Korean president. Our Kim Do-yeon reports.
This Chuseok, or Korean Thanksgiving, President Yoon Suk Yeol and First Lady Kim Keon Hee hosted a lunch for Korean victims of the atomic bombing of Japan during World War II. The event on Friday wasn't a traditional way to celebrate the holiday, as this has never happened before.
지난 5월 히로시마에서 동포 여러분을 추석에는 고국으로 모시겠다고 말씀드린 적이 있습니다. 정부가 여러분을 이렇게 모시기까지 78년이라는 시간이 걸렸습니다. 너무 늦어서 죄송하다는 말씀을 다시 한번 드립니다.
At the event held in the former presidential office of Cheong's Guesthouse were 42 survivors and their family members who flew in from Japan and 43 who now reside in South Korea. The event comes following the G7 summit 4 months ago when President Yoon and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida paid their respects at a cenotaph dedicated to Korean victims of the 1945 atomic bombing of Hiroshima in Japan, a first in history. This showed the commitment to honoring a painful history as the leaders make efforts to mend bilateral ties. According to South Korea's foreign ministry, the atomic bombing of Hiroshima alone killed around 30,000 Koreans and around 20,000 more were affected by the aftermath. Many of them were displaced from their homes in Korea during World War II as the Japanese government brought them to Japan for forced labor. While the Japanese victims were taken care of by their government, the South Korean government was unable to do so. Even though these victims spent all their lives in Japan, many of them did not give up their South Korean citizenship.
As Koreans living in Japan, we wish for the bilateral relationship to be good and for Korea to prosper.
President Yoon also highlighted that the years of bad bilateral relations between Seoul and Tokyo had put them in a tough spot.
한일 관계를 더 미래지향적으로 발전시켜 나가고 우리 동포를 잘 살피기 위해 최선을 다할 것입니다.
The chairperson of a special committee for atomic bomb victims also ended his speech by saying the victims and their families' first wish was to see a South Korean president pay his respects at the cenotaph, which Yoon did.
Another wish is a world without nuclear weapons. This hasn't been achieved. For us, nuclear weapons are nightmares, and we feel devastated that the nightmare has come back onto the Korean peninsula.
President Yoon promised the guests that South Korea will be a responsible global pivotal state and make them proud as it contributes to peace and prosperity around the world. Kim Do-yeon, 아리랑뉴스.